Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. Oh, I got something nice for you today. Your boy's on the rant, so be prepared. There's a lesson here, but I'm ranting too at us. Let's go. Right thinkers mission, rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. I got an attitude. Let's go. Right thinkers mission, and I'm on it. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, and that's what I'm on. Is that all right thinkers know thyself? You're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. Let's go. So I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. If you don't have the answer for yourself, you can tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Get you to know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and always. To my yacht, be true. It's a little personal this time. So, right thinkers, let's talk about addictions. what? What's yours? What? Stop. We all have them. Whether you know it, don't know it, like it, don't like it, you are addicted to something that you're doing to yourself, and you can't stop. If you're not, you're a right thinker. Let's go. Most people can't stop their addictions. Some they know about, some they don't. So let's talk about it right quick. Quick lesson. I got to go see time to hit the gym. All right, let me get this lesson and get on out of here. So I come up with this concept and idea after watching and seeing some things. We got some issues. I'm not a psychiatrist or social. I don't get none of that nonsense, but I do understand how this thing up in our head works, okay, through my experience. But let me talk about what I know about addictions. How about that? And I know a little bit about addictions. Addictions, the definition, doing something that's not good for you, but is good to you, and you won't stop doing it because of that. That feeling you get. You feel me? And it can be in any form, fashion in life. So it ain't just, well, I don't do this, I don't do that. No, no, no. Let's talk about you, not what you don't do, what you do do. That's not good for you. Nobody wants to talk about that. It's secret, it's private. Okay, get transparent. Open yourself up and take a good look at yourself. Stop looking at everybody else's addiction. Oh, he that, she that. And look at your own. We got a problem doing that. We ain't a mirror society. We don't look in the mirror. We look out, see everybody else, look out the window, see everybody else's problems, flaws. Won't look in the mirror. I look in it every day. Do you? Who do you see? I know who I see. Moving on. So we all know what we're not addicted to. I don't do that. I don't do that. But we don't see what we are addicted to. All addictions are not readily, to your awareness at a certain point in time. Well, I do this, but that ain't good for you. Well, that's what I do. Again, choices. Remember, you can make any choice you want. You can believe anything you want, but just understand the one caveat. You're responsible for your actions. I'm not telling you what to do. Could care less what you do or don't do. I'm just making you aware of when you do whatever it is you do, it's gonna come back on you. If it's bad, it's yours. If it's good, you reward it. So moving on. If you're doing anything that's not good for you health wise, financially, whatever it is. If you're doing it's not good for you, you can't stop, that's an addiction. When I was coming up, they had that drug called heroin. It's still around, okay? But when you get addicted to that thing, ooh, buddy, and we thought that was bad. We have a clue. We have addictions to women who flaunt their body, men who sell their body, all kind of nonsense, and they are addicted to nonsense. It's getting real bad. Addictions come in all shapes, sizes, colors, male, female. What is your personal addiction? It ain't up to you ain't got to answer to me. Answer to yourself. What am I addicted to? Just a question. Now you answer it. Honestly, a lot of us not honest with ourselves. That's a personal problem. But honesty, transparency with yourself should be normal. You gonna lie and fake yourself out? Moving on. If you're without an addiction, you a bad somebody. Why? Human nature, and we're not perfect in human form, so we all are gonna fall victim to something that's not really good for us, but it's good to us. That's what addiction is. You know it's wrong. It don't make me feel good. Whatever you are addicted to that excites you, that's your decision, but there's some consequences that come with that. So if you prepare for the consequences of your actions, have at it. Just go for it. Because that's simple as that. You're gonna be responsible. So if that's what you want to do you. It's not good for you. Whatever it is. But you just got to have it. Her, him, it. That's an addiction. And if we all sat and thought about it, we all have something that we maybe had to take a look at and say, maybe I have a problem with that. I want to look into that. Okay. The basics, smoking, drinking, carousing, running. Yeah, those are all mainstream. Let's get personal. Some people got issues with their sexual activities. Some people got issues with their personal drug use. They don't tell nobody about that. That's personal. Until what? It get out of hand or get out of control, it becomes obvious. But we do stuff that make us happy. And when it's addictive and it's not good, we tend to hide it. Okay, simple as that. Pop gun out. I keep it. I'm going to tell the truth. Don't care. Moving on. If you have if you have to have what's not good for you, you need to come to grips with yourself. And some of us don't. It's okay, but that's an option. You could or you can't. It's your choice. Some of us, I'm all right. I got it. Okay. We always think we got it under control. Moving on. That man, for sisters, that make you feel so good. And, okay, is he's no good for you outside the bedroom. I hear women, man, he can sling it. Yeah. And same with women, man, that thing. My man Bill Withers. Everybody tell him that girl using you, man. He said, okay, but guess what? If it feel this good being used, use me up. That means he getting some return. If you're addicted to something that's giving you something that you like, okay, again, your choice. Listen, I know what you're saying. All the things you're saying is true. Yeah, I go through all that, but guess what? Man, that thing is so good. And that's a personal choice. Moving on. It's just fun I had to use that analogy. And again, if you're married, there you go. This one addiction can cause big problems. If you're married and you have to have that addiction, that side chick that you know, or that dude that you know ain't good for you, that's an addiction that could cause you a whole lot of problems. And if you don't control that, you're going to suffer the consequences. Again, that's my point. Sneaking and creeping, yeah, it's good when you're doing it, but what happens when they cut the lights on and you're caught? Self-defeating, you get caught cheating. Moving on, that's the name of the game in life. That's the life game pattern. Don't make a difference what you think and feel about it. That's the truth. Okay, now, I'm going to open up a little bit. Don't know why, but I was addicted to making fast money, hanging out with fast women, and that was my lifestyle until what? The consequences caught up. My actions had consequences. Moving on. Yeah, where we at? I don't know, but space. Okay, yeah. Now, okay, yeah. I never had a drug addiction. I sold drugs. I used drugs, but I was never addicted to them where I couldn't stop any drug. No, okay, simple as that. But when you have something that really controls you, that's not good. That's that gorilla on your back. Starts out as a little monkey. All of a sudden, it gets bigger. It don't stop. Like a problem, a toehold. It's just gonna get bigger. If you don't solve it, if you got anybody had a sock that toehold, it got bigger. Didn't throw the sock away. No good or fix it. We don't need men's socks no more. You just throw them away and get some more. So that's the concept. If it's not doing you any good, cast it off. Stop doing it. Why? It's not going to get better. That's why. And what's this? I never had an addiction to any drugs, okay? But, okay, selling them and making money off them, I was hooked on the responsible what the drug could do. Not the high from no, I could care less about the high. I want that money. So, yeah, my addiction was what? Selling drugs. Guess what? I'm no longer addicted to that either. What? Consequences? Again, real life, no problem. If you stop, excuse me, addiction, aka that means there's a weakness for doing something wrong and knowing it. We call it selling your soul. Yeah, the devil got you. Your ego is controlling you, and that's the devil aspect of your character. Why? It don't care about nothing but itself. That's addiction. If you can't stop doing something that's not good and healthy for you, be it mentally or physically, you are mentally weak. Why? You giving in to what you can override with your conscious, okay, with your will and desire, what not to do something wrong, right? Wrong. You the deciding factor. I'm going this way. I used to go that way. I used to go this way, that way. But now, all right. Why? My decision, my choice. My addiction is to do the right thing. How about that? If the addiction is positive, we got people OCD. Yeah, that's the other people's weird, but that's not a bad thing. It's a little weird, strange, but not hurting nobody, doing nothing harm. So I ain't got a problem with them kind of people. I know them too. Now, but mentally weakness, mental weakness, again, we got mental illness. Why? Because we ain't thinking right. And that's my issue. Mental weakness is the number one problem for what? Those who are addicted to drugs, sex, and rock and roll. They want to, why? Because it's embedded in their mind from what they see and what they heard. They want to do it. We all have. But once you experience something, you should be able to make a decision for yourself. If this is what you want to do, this is for you. This ain't for you. I do it all the time. When I grew up, quick lesson. I left here in 1975. We sat around before, fellas sitting around getting high, smoking weed, sniffing coke. Okay. When I came back a few months later, the same guys, I went to college. I hanging out, got me little experiences, whole different lifestyle, get to know myself, getting to be myself around who people didn't know me. Okay, when I come back home, they tying up and shooting heroin. I'm not doing that. So again, I ain't addicted to nothing somebody else is doing. I can make my decisions for myself. That's what we all should be better at. That's all. Those are lessons that we teach our kids. My kids don't do drugs. That's by choice. Why? I didn't do them. Around them, I was doing drugs. I was young. Well, I stopped that nonsense. Some people who I was doing that with 40 years ago, still in the game. Ain't no head like an old head. All right, but that's an addiction. That's what they addicted to. It's wrong, but it's a lifestyle that they acquired. Been there, done that. Now, if you are not strong willed mentally, you might give in to what? Your desires. And that's the problem right there. You're going to what? Give in to your lower nature. Why? Because it feels good. You ain't thinking, you feel it. Okay? So when you get past that urge, that feeling, you'll become better. That's how you raise your conscious level. That's what it's all about. Lower nature is instinctive. It's natural to, yeah. That's why he gave us consciousness so we can make better decisions. Dogs just went up another dog and started getting busy. Okay? Animals don't care. Okay? So we are not animals unless we continue to what? Act like animals with our lower nature. That's instinctive. Now, we all was addicted or have been addicted to something. Sex, drugs, music, disco party, whatever it was, right? But we all was what? Ignorant at that point in time. while we was addicted to something that was controlling us physically, mentally, whatever. But you grow up, you get better, you wake up, you know that whoa, this is thing I got in control. We have to have the wherewithal and what knowledge of self. Again, self knowledge will prevent all addictions that you go through when you were ignorant of yourself. Well, how you know this ain't me? I don't do that. Why? I don't do it. Simple. Try this. No, when I was coming up, everybody was inciting me with this, that, and the other. Ain't nothing changed. It's still the same thing. So moving on, it's up to the individual. And if we teach our young how to be themselves, know themselves, they can avoid the pitfalls. I teach my kids how to navigate through that nonsense. So it's possible. Moving on. I ain't the only one. It's a bunch of them. Just need more. My weakness, again, was for sex. Was my addiction. Until what? Until I had to do without it for 3 years. Getting it every day, 2 or 3 times a day. Bam! Cold turkey, nah. No, you had to get over it. Move on. Okay. So in life, some things that you thought was so good, you need to have it, they take it away. They solve your addiction for you. Well, I thought I was claustrophobic. So they locked my ass up in that cell. Couldn't go nowhere. I'm freaking out. So I had to learn to acquiesce and conduct yourself accordingly. Moving on. That's what life is all about. You pay for your addictions one way or another. I don't do this. Everybody tell you, I don't do this. I don't do that. But I just do what, it's my thing. Smoking cigarettes. That's your choice. But if you claim to be something and smoking cigarettes is not part of what they claim, you can't smoke cigarettes and be that. Can't serve 2 masters. Simple as that. If you brag about not being addicted to, stuff, but you don't brag about what you are addicted to, why? Because you keep that on the low. And we all have that. It ain't nothing new, but stop outwardly worrying about somebody else's addicted and inwardly take care of your own. How about that? I'm not here to tell you what to know, but I'm just explaining to you how you can do whatever you need to do. And if you're doing what they're doing, you know different. Okay. If I was doing what I'm talking about doing, what makes me any different? You preachers on the pulpit Sunday talking all that godly stuff, all this good stuff, and then Monday through Saturday, you doing the things you talk about. That's just bad. Sorry. Addiction to anything that's not good for you have to be dealt with who? By you. Anybody can take care of that but you. Every person who had a recovery, every person who changed their life around, they did it. They might have assistants, they might have somebody mentoring them, they might have somebody helping them out, but they had to put the work in. Why? You got yourself in, you got to get yourself out. I throw you a rope, I'll give you a lifeline, but you got to pull. You got to do something. Come on now. You were doing it to satisfy the addiction, do it to kill the addiction. How about that? Just flip it. My man said, all you got to do is flip it. Moving on. Now, where we at? I used to have that. Okay, watch this. Here we go, right here. I used to think, I ain't got no addiction. I was wrong. Now I have positive addictions. I have a problem with that. Why? If you're doing something that's right, that's cool. That's good. The other way is not. Simple as that. You can't have it both ways. All addictions don't have to be bad. Again, there you go. Doing what's right daily is my addiction. Thing I'm doing, yeah, I'm addicted. I've been doing it now 5 years. I'm hooked. I'm all in. Well, I don't know nothing else at this point. I ain't trying to do nothing else either. Simple. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got good addiction. Last one, wrap it up. Again, appreciate you tuning in. Learning and teaching, my right thing philosophy, is my addiction. And they both are good. So what's yours? Find it, either eradicate it or work on it. Simple as that. But don't let it control you. That's the ego. I have gained some new addictions to my life that I personally did. And it feels good to be addicted when you what? When it's right. Simple. I enjoy doing what's right. Same way I enjoy doing what's wrong. And yeah, I enjoyed that. But the consequences of that lifestyle don't even come close to what I'm doing now. That's why I'm here and that's why I come from there. Okay? I'm addicted to daily study. It's positive. Why? It works for me. I'm not out here doing nothing on that. No, I'm doing just what I want to do. And I take what I'm doing and expressing it and giving it to you. So you had the opportunity to do the same thing too. That's why I'm here for you, to help you, what? Know you again. If you're addicted, it's positive. If your addiction is positive, that's cool. Okay. And guess what? For that, you'll be blessed. That's why I continue my positive addiction. That's the caveat to doing the right thing. Things go right for you that you don't control. Adversity tend to go the other way. Adversity, not him. Why? He's covered. When you're living and doing the right thing, that's what life's all about. That's to let you know somebody's watching. If you ain't get that understanding, you wasting your time listening to me. Why? Because that's what I'm about. Moving on. Yeah, I have more positive addictions than doing what I used to do before. It was all bad, sneaky, deceitful, just, it makes me feel creepy just thinking about it. Why? It wasn't good. If you do something that you don't feel good about, you shouldn't be doing it. If you're doing something that ain't make you feel good about doing it, you shouldn't be doing it. But if it don't make you feel good, if it don't do nothing for you positive, you shouldn't be doing it. And if the other way around, you should continue doing it. I do. Wrapping it up. Right thing philosophy is an addiction, what? That you can live with and live good with. Why? I do. I'm doing fine. Doing the right thing. You can do the same thing too. Trust me. That's why I do what I do to enlighten you. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinkers like you passed away.